Happy Monday, everyone. Chilly Monday, chillier than we've had in a while. And we're starting on our foam rollers. So bring your foam roller to the center of your mat, roll on back, have your little weighted balls at your hips. Not only is it Monday, but it's December. November's gone. So that's something to celebrate about. And the festivities begin, right? It just seems like a constant. I don't know how I lucked out though. I'm not hosting any big family gatherings this year. Stepsister-in-law took pity on me. She's doing the big group this year. Okay, so roll on back and let your head and shoulders and ribs be heavy. Breathe in. And on your exhale, can you use your belly muscles? No feet, no bum, just belly to roll hips to ribs. And then release back to neutral. And exhale to roll hips to ribs. And release back to neutral. Exhale to roll hips to ribs. Feel those deep lower belly muscles firing up. And then release. And as you're rolling into that deep pelvic tilt, imprinting your lower back, notice if you're gripping through your sits bones, through your gluteus maximus. Keep those glute max muscles really easy. Just think of inner thighs, pelvic floor, lower belly. We're going to do one more like that. And then release and find your neutral and settle into the base of your sacrum, so that bony structure at the back of your pelvis. And I want you to swish your tailbone to the left and come center. And sweep your tailbone to the right and come center. So as you sweep that pelvis from side to side, notice if you're using muscles through your legs. I want you to use muscles through the side waistlines. So your head and shoulders are really still. And there's a little bit of movement through your rib cage, but it's mostly work through your belly and your obliques, those side waistline muscles. Do one more in each direction. Come center. Good. Hold here and make sure you feel like your legs are in line. Arms can be down on the mat or on the weights. And I want you to push into your hands and feet and open your hips up into your bridge. So you're pushing away from the roller to lift hips. And now hinge to graze the roller and press. Hinge to graze the roller and press. And as you press, I want you to feel like you're pulling belly back. So the hips and the pelvis lift, and then sacrum grazes the roller and lift. Sacrum grazes the roller and lift. But the lift comes from belly, and the press comes from shoulder blades and glutes. Now on the roller, we don't feel a whole lot of shoulder blades, so you have to count on the extension of that back track, backs of the shoulders, armpits, pinky fingers. Do two more. And now maintain your bridge. And settle your arms and shoulders. No tension there. And just let your pelvis roll to the left and then level to the middle. Roll to the right and level to the middle. As you roll left, reach your right knee forward. As you roll right, reach your left knee forward. So you're rolling from side to side, pulling belly muscles back, and feeling for that ability to get that scooping sort of pelvic bowl sensation with your tummy muscles in your pelvis. Very nice. Come center. Float your arms up. Take them long over your head. And I want you to reach your shins forward. Feel length through the backs of your thighs and roll down. Lengthening as you go. Tailbone comes down last. Sweep your arms around and find your little weighted balls. Bend those elbows. Send your weights up. Open your arms to T and then send them up. Inhale to open and exhale to lift. Breathe in and exhale. Do three more. Nice arm arcs. Keeping those weights in your peripheral vision the whole time. Good. Now hold your arms lifted. Take your right arm back, your left hand forward, and then switch. And pay attention to those shoulders. Notice if one's a little cranky, give it a little space so it doesn't need to go as far if it's a little tight. Be gentle and compassionate, okay? So you don't push anything through its comfort zone right now. Do 3 and 2. Last one, bring both arms up. Now it's a single arm fall out. So send into your sacrum, feel your ribs anchor so you're connected through your core, and then open your right arm. And as your right arm comes up, your left arm goes out. And as your left arm comes up, your right arm goes out. Notice that your breastbone is kind of hugging in towards your spine, okay? Your ribs are hugging around you. And your core is completely still as your arms do this little windshield wiper. Good. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring that one arm up. So both arms are up. Can you float your left leg to tabletop? Good. And then settle those arms down. Settle into your hip sockets. Breathe in. And I want you to hug the front of your body towards the back of your body. So think of your heart hugging in towards you. And I want you to lower the right foot and exhale to lift the left. Lower the left and exhale to lift the right. And as you go, make sure it's smooth and controlled. Speed is not the goal. Control is the goal. Good. Do one more on each side. Good. And now I want you to hold that right leg, lift it. And I want you to reach your right leg forward and your left arm back, but hug the front of the body to the back. And exhale and reach. And as you're reaching those two limbs long, think of hugging in from the whole front of the body to the back of the body. You've got 4. Exhale 3. Exhale 2. Now you're going to hold your last one with both limbs reaching. And I want you to lift them an inch to lower them. Exhale to lift and lower. And you might feel like you're hugging tighter on the lift. But I want you to focus on hugging tighter on the lower. Do 3 and 2. And last one, draw your limbs in, lower your right foot, bring your weights together to touch in the center of your breastbone, shimmy your feet wide. And I want you to keep your hips still, okay? Feet wide is a bit of an assistant here. And you're going to roll your right shoulder blade over your roller, keep your pelvis square to the ceiling and come center. Roll your left shoulder blade over the roller and then come center. Inhale to roll right and exhale center. Inhale deeply and exhale, wrap up those ribs. Inhale deeply and exhale, wrap up. One more to your left. Inhale. Exhale, wrap everything up, shimmy your feet back into their tracks. Take your arms back out. Good. This time, anchor into your left foot. You're going to float your right. So you're bringing your left leg up. You're bringing your left leg up. Okay. Right. So I'm bringing. Okay. So I did it the wrong way last time. Okay. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale and reach that left leg forward, right arm back, and roll both limbs in. Exhale to reach and roll. Beautiful. As you reach, hug that heart in towards your spine. Hug your ribs in. Good. And low belly muscles scoop back. Do 4 more. And exhale for 3. Exhale 2. Now hold these 2 limbs long and lower them an inch to lift. Lower and lift. As you do these little tiny moves, think more about core than the move. Good. Do 3 and 2. And now bring both limbs back in to lower that foot and bend the elbows and lower the weights. Good job. Hands can rest at your sides. And I want you to go to a little tailbone swish. Swish, swish, swish. Good. Do 4, 3, 2, last one. Level everything out. Hands come up and tuck under your forehead. Good. Make your head heavy in your hands. Nod your chin, so it's like you're holding a piece of fruit between your chin and your chest, and curl ribs to hips. Now, while you're up here, make sure you've got that lower back light and that sensation of having a pelvic bowl. Okay, so scooping back. Now, rotate to your left, and then come center. Rotate to your right, and come center. Inhale to rotate, and exhale to ring up the air. Breathe in to rotate, and exhale to ring up the air. Check in with hips and knees, they don't shift. Rotate right, exhale center. Inhale up and over left, exhale center. One more time to the right, exhale, come center, breathe in. Exhale, curl up a little higher, sink your sacrum. So that tailbone is heavy, full belly back, and you're going to pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, breathe in, and then release your curl back to the roller. Inhale again. Exhale, hug those front ribs down, nod your chin, curl up, and rotate to your right and come center. Rotate to the left and come center. Can you really anchor into your back base ribs? Your shoulder blades are light. Do one more to the right, one more to the left, and come center. Now hold here and really let your right hand cradle your head and reach your left arm long. Good. So that one hand is down by your side, and I want you to use your shoulder socket and do a little pump with that left arm. So you're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Bring that left hand back. Breathe in and support your head. Exhale, curl up a little higher. Good. Now pull belly back. Reach right arm long. Collarbones are wide. And it's an inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the core. 3, 4, 5. Exhale 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Bring that hand back. Breathe in. Exhale, sink down to release. Good. I don't usually do hundreds, but we're going to kind of work back to it. Okay. Open your arms to T, palms to the sky. Breathe in, sweep your arms up like a snow angel. Exhale, sweep them down. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, sweep them back down. Keep them down on the floor and let them snow angel. Okay, do 2 more. Snow angel down. Snow angel up. Snow angel down. Okay, shimmy your feet wide on your mat. Roll the roller across to your right shoulder blade and back to the middle. Across to your left shoulder blade and back to the middle. One more to the right and come center. And one more to the left. Come center, gently come off your roller. Push it off to the side. Good. Come to the center of your mat and put your block between your knees or your thighs. Okay, just wherever it feels right. Hands, knees, and feet are all lined up. And I want you to breathe in and exhale to feel the front of your body hug into the back. Roll the hips to ribs and peel up into your bridge. Good, so you're settled in your shoulder blades here. And it's really nice to settle into your shoulder blades after being on that roller for a long time. So your shoulder blades should feel nice and flat. And I want you to just hinge and press. hinge and press. So as you're doing this press, get that block in the spot that feels good or feels okay. All right, and do 4 and 3. Exhale 2. Now stay lifted in your bridge. Roll your collarbones wide, reach your arms long, and I want you to push with your right foot to straighten your left leg. And then tap it down and reach. And as you do this, your goal is to keep your core stable and your thighs parallel. Good. Do 3 more. So the right glute is working, but the waistlines are stretched long and even. Good. You hold your left leg straight. Hinge your hips towards the mat and lift. Hinge your hips towards the mat and lift. 3 more. Drop your bum down and lift them up. Drop down and lift up. Last one, drop down and lift up. Lower your left foot. Good job. Breathe in, sink down so you're almost on the mat, and then lift. Inhale to sink, soften your chest and shoulders, and exhale, lift. 1 more, inhale, sink. Exhale, lift and hold, anchor into that left foot, right shoulder blade. Feel that nice, long, strong spine. You're going to squeeze the block and extend the right leg. Tap it down and kick it straight. So the only thing that's happening is the knee is bending. That's it. Little tap and a kick. And a little tap and a kick. 1 more. Keep your hips square to the ceiling. Hold your right leg straight. And it's a hinge and a lift. Pretty controlled. And lift. Both waistlines are long. Hips are square. Lower your bum to the mat and lift. Lower your bum to the mat and lift. Last one, and lift. Lower your right foot. Beautiful. Float your arms up. Take them long over your head. And now peel down out of your bridge. Lengthen as you go. Tailbone comes down last. Nice work. Place the block off to the side. Extend your legs long. Okay. We're going to do our roll up. So anchor into the backs of your thighs. Breathe in, float your arms. Nod your chin, take your gaze forward, and exhale to roll all the way up. And reach for those toes. Feel for the length in the backs of your thighs. Good, and then stack your body up. Collarbones down wide. Good job. Breathe in. Exhale, pull belly up. Start with the pelvis. Try to think of just the pelvis moving before the spine moves. So think of the pelvis kind of scooping forward, almost like you're pushing the mat forward with your thighs, and you're rolling through the pelvis, and then the back just follows, right? Good. Come all the way back down. So you can start this one with the hands on your head if you want, palms to the ceiling. Breathe in, float your arms, nod your chin, and scoop hips to ribs. Yeah, it's really, really hard. And then reach for your toes. Good job. Stack up. Hands come to your forehead, shoulders release. Start with your pelvis first. So it's like your back doesn't even go anywhere. Just your hips roll under you. Then you're kind of reaching with mid-back. As you peel down, keep your shoulders easy. So you're really rounding back to the mat. Very nice. Head relaxes, shoulders relax for a moment. Breathe in, float your arms, nod your chin, and exhale. Peel all the way up. 1 more reach for those toes. Good job. Okay, we're going to come into our side leg series. So turn onto your right side. We're all going to face the screen side or the front side, right? And your head can rest on your arm. And give a light. See if this works. If this is in your eyes too much, Debbie, let me know, but I think you should be okay. Yeah. So that left leg is Reaching long and strong. It's right for Debbie and I because our heads with this end. Okay. And you're going to breathe in to lower it just a little. And as you lift it, I want you to feel that waistline, top waistline get longer. It's a small lift. Bottom waistline, stay light. And it's almost as though there's a little weight on top of that ankle bone that you're pushing up. And you're pushing up. So you're getting lots of connection through the muscles all the way from side bum to outside ankle bone. And I want you to think about the inner thigh lengthening here as well. And do 3 and 2 and hold. Good. And now you're going to flex your ankle. And I want you to keep your mind on your lower back. Keep your lower back neutral as you kick your foot forward. And then point your toes and sweep your leg back. And as you kick and sweep, that lower back stays completely still. So there's no change in your shirt. There's no creases increasing or decreasing in your shirt. Okay, and there's no change in the core. Flex to kick, point to sweep. And it only needs to sweep back maybe an inch to feel that little bit of extra glute connection. Good. Do 3 more. And 2. And last one, bring that leg in. Now you're going to extend your bottom leg. And your so both legs are straight now. Turn your toes out, heels together. I want you to slide that top leg up your inner thigh. So when your knees fully flexed, you're going to kick it up and then pull the heels back together. Slide that top leg up, kick it up, and pull your heels back together. Now, can you keep those waistlines long? As you pull that top leg in, kick it up, and pull your heels together again. This is develop it. We're going to do 4 and 3 and exhale 2 and last one. Now pull your heels back together. Lift that bottom heel to the top heel. Hug the front of your body to the top of your body so both legs come up, Rhonda. Lift, 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 stretch, stretch, stretch. And it's a little heel beat, 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 beat. So your heels are coming apart and squeezing together. And every time you do that, feel like you're suctioning those inner thighs together. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and squeeze. Good. Point your toes like a ballerina. Lift both legs together and lower. Exhale, lift both legs together and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Do 5 and 4. Top waistline is long, bottom waistline is lifted. Last 2, last 1, and then lower those legs. Back down, very nice. Turn onto your belly, hands come up beside your face, forehead to rest. Breathe in. On your exhale, lengthen your neck to cover your head. Heel your breastbone away from the mat, rounding just your upper back. So if you're feeling any compression or shortening of your lower back, tuck your tailbone a little more and think of getting taller, okay? Maybe come down a little out of that swan. And now breathe in here. And exhale and pick up your belly and then pick up your arms. Both elbows, both hands, and lower. And as your arms lift and then lower, your body stays completely still. 4 is wrapping you up. Do 3. You got it. Exhale 2. Last 1. Very nice. Lower your arms, sink your chest, tuck your chin, and lower your head. Good. Extend the left arm overhead. Turn onto that left side. So it's right for us. And you're going to lift that top leg. And breathe. And exhale. Lift. And lift. And lift. Where you the other way. Yeah. Go ahead. We're just turning around. Good. And exhale. Exhale. Good. So that knee and big toe point straight forward. Yeah, turn this way, Tony. Spin around. Okay. So you really want to make sure your knee is pointing straight forward. There's no external rotation here. Good. And do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good. Hold there. Get that leg a little longer, a little straighter. Point your toe like a ballerina for me. And you're going to flex to kick and point to sweep. You're going to flex to kick. And as you sweep, your front ribs stay in line with your pelvis. Good. So as you kick back, notice if there's some extension in your spine. You want to keep your spine neutral. Do 4 more. And 3, use your core. And 2. And last one. Good. Now bring your legs to stack. Turn your toes out, heels together. You're going to keep your heels touching and then slide that top heel up towards your inner thigh. Point your toes, pick it up, and lower it down. Slide that leg in, point your toes up, flex your ankle, and kick it down. So that bottom leg does not have to be lifted here. What I want you to focus on is that hip mobility. In that top leg, keeping your core stable. Good. Do 2 more. Good. And last one. Now heels come together. Heels together. Going to do a little heel beat. Good. And squeeze those inner thighs together. Squeeze your glute muscles. Hug the front of the body towards the back of the body. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last set. Now hold. Breathe in. Point your toes like a ballerina for me. Exhale, lift both legs up. And both legs lift. And exhale. And exhale. Good. You've got 5. Hug those ribs in. 4. Hug your heart in. 2. Last one. And then lower those legs back down. Good. Turn back onto your belly. I'll spin it around to face you this time. Okay. Hands are up at swan. Forehead can rest. Breathe in. On your exhale, pull belly back. Push down into the mat or floor with your forearms. And imagine you're trying to glide up your mat as you peel your breastbone away. Good. Hold here. Breathe in. On your exhale, pick up your belly and now pick up your feet. Stretch those legs a little longer and a little straighter. Get your glutes firing for you. And you're going to lift your right foot and then left. And right and left. Exhale, 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 exhale. I want to see those bum muscles working. They should be popping up a little bit. Exhale, 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 exhale. Good job. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last set. Now breathe in. Stretch those legs a little longer, a little straighter. Squeeze your bum a little bit more. Good. Cover your head. Put it down. Sweep your hands up into a high, wide V. Thumbs to the sky. Can you let your breastbone settle a little? Hips are heavy. Thighs, the feet are off the floor. Lift your left hand and your right foot. And then switch. And switch. Switch. And switch. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. Exhale. 4, 3, 2. Last set. Level everything out. Lower your feet. Pull your elbows back to that swan prep position. Lower your forearms. Peel your breastbone away from the mat. Rounding your upper back back. Push into the pinky palms if you want to extend into your spine. Good. Feel the backs of the armpits helping to push you up. And now peel back down, lengthening as you go. Breastbone sinks, chin tucks, forehead rests. Good job, everyone. Roll your hips from side to side. A little inhale and exhale. Good, and inhale and exhale. And come to your hands and knees. Sit around, face the front. And have a sip of water. Did you say you wanted a thicker one?
No, I'll just switch.
Okay. All right. Hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Just do a nice, gentle cat cow. Okay, so tuck under, scoop belly, lift spine, back between your knees. Good, and then lift your tailbone, drop your rib cage, open your chest and shoulders. Good, tuck tailbone, lift spine, and look back. Good. And then lift tailbone, drop rib cage, open chest and shoulders. Nice, and now come to your neutral, and I just want that thoracic glide. So you glide your sits bones back and wide, and then coming forward. It's not far back, because I want you to maintain your neutral, or even a tiny bit of an extension. I want you to be careful that you're not dropping into lumbar flexion, okay? So keep your bum a little higher, and just resist going forward a lot. This is about spreading out the back of that pelvis. So your sacrum is kind of getting wider. Very nice. Now hold here. Breathe in. You're going to exhale, anchor into your hands and toes. Cover your knees just a tiny, tiny little bit. And feel like you're hugging the front of your body to the back of your body. So you're picking everything up. Good. And now lower your knees. Now I want you to let your shoulder blades glide together. So it's like you're sinking between your arms. And then your shoulder blades glide apart. Your shoulder blades glide together. And then your shoulder blades glide apart. Very nice. Do 3 more. Good. Really lift up when your shoulder blades glide apart. Think of the heart hugging up towards the ceiling. And then it's sinking down towards the mat. The heart is hugging up towards the ceiling. And then it's sinking down towards the mat. Very nice. So I want you to pick up a weighted ball with your left hand. Okay, and bring your left elbow to your side seam. Anchor into that right hand. And glide your right leg back. Do I have that right? Yeah. Okay, so your right hand is anchoring. Your left elbow is at your side. And you're going to unweight that right big toe ever so slightly. Extend your left elbow. Breathe in to lower both limbs tiny little bit and lift. And as you're lifting from the very top of the back of the thigh and the very top of the back of the arm. And lift, lift, lift. Keep the elbow extended, run up, straight arm. Palm face the wall behind you. And yeah, just a little lift. Good. Now check in, a little push of the head back in space there. Little push with that right arm just to get up off it. Yeah, good. There, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Now can you open your left arm to T? And you're going to sweep it under, look over at it, and bring it back out. Sweep it under, and bring it back out. 1 more, sweep that left arm through, and bring it back out. Good. Bring it back to your hip. Lower your weight, lower your hand, lower your knee. Good job. Onto your forearms. Tuck your chin to look back between your knees. Tuck your toes. Good. Now lengthen your whole spine, so head and neck are back in line with spine. Push into your forearms and toes and cover your knees. And I want you to sweep your knees just to your left. And then come center. And as you sweep your knees to the left, you can feel more right armpit, back of the armpit, more right obliques. So I want you to exhale as you send your knees to the left. So breathe in, and now exhale as you push into that right back track. Come center. Push into that right underarm muscle. Good. So it's the forearm getting heavy, but the back of that right underarm is getting stronger. Good. Come center. Lower your knees. Now you can tuck your toes back and sit back into child's pose for a minute. And reach that right arm a little further forward than your left. So you're getting a little more length down that right back track. Breathe in. And exhale. Breathe in again. Good, and exhale. Okay, come to your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. This time, put the block between your knees. Okay, so you're gonna tuck your toes and head and neck or back in line with your spine. Okay, breathe in. Get heavy in your hands and your shoulder blades spread apart a little here so you feel like you're trying to lift your body off your arms and then cover your knees. And hold. For 5, squeeze the block, feel inner thighs. Exhale, pick up your belly. Feel inner thighs, feel a little bit of the front pelvic floor. So not tailbone, not bum, right? Pelvic floor from the front. And now lower your knees and untuck your toes. Take the block out. You're going to anchor into your left hand, right knee. Pick up the weight with your right hand. Okay. Send your left leg straight back. Hips stay square. Right elbow comes to the side seam and then extend that right arm straight. Don't jump ahead there here. This arm is here, down at your side. Okay. And you're going to unweight that left big toe. And now lower both limbs and lift. Little press of the head back in space. So it's up in line with your spine. Good. 5, 4. Get taller off that left arm. 3, 2. Now hold. Good. You're going to sweep the right arm out to T. Hold it there. Make sure you can see that hand in your peripheral vision. Okay. And now bend that left elbow and look as you reach it under your right arm. Bend the left elbow and extend. Bend the left elbow to weave through. Bend the left elbow to extend. Keep it in your line of sight. Bend and reach. Bend and lengthen. 1 more. Bend and reach. Bend and lengthen. Sweep the hand back to the hip. Good. Lower the knee. Lower the weight. Drop your hips back. Reach your arms forward. Breathe in. And exhale. Okay. For all that, put your forearms down and tuck your toes under. Good. And this time you're really anchoring into your forearms and toes, cover your knees, and you're sweeping your knees to your right, and then level out. As you sweep your knees to the right, I want you to feel the muscles between that left armpit and kind of base ribs. And they're turning your knees to the right. Do 4. Get really strong off that forearm. 3. Exhale, 2. And last 1. Come center. Lower your knees. Untuck your toes. Good. Come to your hands. Good. Bring your head and neck back in line with your spine. Glide your sacrum back. Lift your tailbone to the ceiling. Think of widening your sits bones. Hold here. Breathe in. So you're in your little sit back. Okay, it's like a kneeling squat. And you're going to walk your hands in, find your weight balls as they come in. And get tall through your core. So your hands are in front of your knees, but your spine is neutral. Go ahead and drop your bum towards your heels a little more. Good, lift your heart. Breathe in. And now open those weights. Keep them in your line of sight. Okay? And I want you to rotate to your left. And exhale to come center. And inhale and rotate to your right. And exhale, come center. I want you to keep feeling like your sits bones are tugged back and wide. And your lower belly muscles are picked up. 1 more left. You got it. 1 more right. Come center. Lower the weights. Open the arms to T. Your hips where they are. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep. Send your arms up into a wide V. And then send them back. The whole time your arms are up, they should be in front of your face. Okay? Exhale, send them up. Pull belly back. Good. 2 more. Send them up. Pull low belly muscle out to support that safe lift. Reaching sits bones wide. Good. You're going to hold them up this time. Good. And now use glutes and hands to unhinge. Bring your hands to the crown of your head. Let your shoulder blades settle. Pull your ribs in. so they're over your pelvis. Okay? You're not in yoga class. Get your ribs in over your pelvis. Thank you. Okay. Now, breathe in and lift your heart, but keep your ribs down and in. So it's a little upper spine extension. And then stack up. Good. And breathe in. And control your stack. So you're not dumping back. You're just sitting down. Breathe in. Lift your heart. Hold your heart up. Keep your ribs in. Good. And now stack up. Lower your arms. Roll your shoulders back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Walk your hands up to the top of your mat. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I want you to glide. Which side am I going to? You're going to glide your right foot back. Okay, toes are tucked under. And I want you to turn to the right, but sweep your left foot out off the edge of the mat. So if you need to lift that knee, do to turn it. And you're going to rotate to this side. Good. Breathe in here. Now squeeze that bottom glute muscle. So the glute that's you're sort of kneeling on, squeeze it and push those hips forward. And lift that top leg high. And get it long and strong. Both waistlines are long. Good. And breathe in to lower that top leg and lift. And lift. And feel like you're lifting that ankle bone up. 4, 3, 2, nice work. Now lower that long leg. So the inside of the foot is pushing into the mat. And you're going to take your bottom leg out and set it with that top leg, wherever it wants to be. So you're in your side plank. Use those bottom underarm muscles. Really, those left armpit muscles to hold you here. Good. If you need to go to your knees and bend your knees and lower to your shins, you may. And you're going to turn in towards that bottom hand and turn open. Inhale to rotate in towards that bottom hand and rotate open. Can you do 3 more? You can. And 2. Go to your knees if you need to. And last one. Very nice. Now bring the bottom knee in. Unwind to face the mat. And take the left foot back. Now go up into down dog. And then back into plank. Go up into down dog. Good. And back into plank. One more. Go up into down dog. Really reach the sits bones high and wide. Back into plank. Very nice hold here. Rotate your elbows towards the back of the mat. Look forward. Breastbone is lifted. Hips are open. Quads are active. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again and exhale. Nice. Bend your right knee. Bend your left knee. Lower and top. Good. Slide your left leg back. Start to let the right foot sweep off the mat. Turn the thigh mid-knee if you need to turn. And lift that top arm high. And lift that top leg long. And lower that top leg and lift. Lower that top leg and lift. Breathe in and exhale. And feel like you're pushing up with this top glute. And do 3. And 2. And now hold. Good job. And reach that leg a little longer as you lower it to the floor. Good. And feel for that right armpit. Back of the shoulder, pinky side of the palm, supporting you as you extend that bottom leg and bring it with the top leg. You hold it wherever you want. Good, and breathe in and exhale. Oh, this side is deeper for me. Breathe in and exhale, either that or lower end. One more deep breath in. We're going to thread that arm in. Did we do this on the other side? And rotate open. Thread it in. And rotate open.
You should have said no.
Thread it in. And rotate open. Good. Hold there. Good. You're going to bring that bottom knee back under you. Unwind. And bring that back leg in. Very nice. Come to tall kneeling. Breathe in, float your arms up. Exhale to let them flop. Breathe in, float them up. And exhale, let them flop. You're stronger.
Maybe.
Let those ribs stay stacked over your pelvis. If you pop your ribs, you've lost your core. Right? One more. Good job. Okay, bring those feet forward on the mat, opposite the water. Sit down. Okay. So, sit bones wide, then feet wide. Okay, so wide is relevant. Okay. So I could probably go wider. I might not stay very neutral. And remember ribs over hips? That's really hard sitting like this. Yeah. So what Debbie would do, okay, because she does broad yoga, and her hamstrings and hip flexors are not too tight. She's got a lumbar curve still. In fact, Debbie, you're a little bit even further. So sit back there, roll your collarbones back and pull those ribs in. Now, if you're like me, you're a little bit posteriorly tilted, right? So put the block under your cheeks, okay? Sits bones wide on the block, and now you can get your pubic bones down and your ribs over your pelvis. Okay, open those arms, and we're going to do our saw. Rotate and reach the pinky finger towards the opposite big toe and stack up and come center. And rotate, and this is a hinge as opposed to a roll. Okay, so Rhonda, try to get your pelvis, the point of the block is to get your pelvis so your sits bones are up a little and your pubic bones are reaching down. So you're not here, you're kind of there. Okay, good. And as you're hinging, you're keeping this back hip heavy and reaching towards that opposite big toe. Reaching. Good. Think of your spine staying neutral. Ooh, that's not easy. One more to each side. Nice work. Come center. Breathe in. I want you to take this feet a little wider if you can get them there. And I want you to just do a little fold. And instead of rounding, really think of folding. I feel like I'm falling off the front of the block. And that's okay because I'm keeping my pubic bones reaching first. Good. Unhinge, stack up, bring your legs together, bring your block out. Okay, something to work on. Hip flexors. Okay. Arms forward, knees bend, inner thighs squeeze. Okay, use your pelvis first to get you towards half roll back. Good. So you're scooping hips. So this is all about your pelvis. So come on back up. Okay. And Debbie, it's not a hinge. It's a pelvic roll, like a wagon wheel turning under you and then coming. You sit there and get lots of instructions, extra instructions, right? Okay. And breathe in. And exhale and float your left arm up. And lower it. And float your right. And as you float your arm up, I want you to think about your hip bones, the front of your hip bones, being scooped up with your pinky finger. Scoop up. Good. Scoop up. So you're scooping hip bones to ribs. Good. Now hold your arms in front of you. Breathe in. Exhale, settle your shoulders. Float one leg and then the other. Breathe in or don't. Float just one leg. Okay. And you're going to breathe in and rotate towards that lead leg. And come center. And then you can switch and rotate towards the other lead leg. And then switch. Good. And switch. Good. And do 4. Pull belly back. 3. This is about your torso moving, not your arms. 2. Last one. Nice work, and now roll all the way back. Oh. Good, arms go long, legs go long. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. And exhale. Now, can you just bring your knees in. Okay, and just do a little hip sway, side to side. And now come center, and you're gonna anchor into your sacrum. And I want you to bring just your left leg to tabletop. And that left hand, where it feels better, your right hand can go across. So I'm gonna rest on the front of that thigh. And I want you to really, really subtly push your thigh into your hand and resist with your hand. So it's subtle, okay? You shouldn't feel a big grip. And now release. And a subtle press. And release. And a subtle press. And release and lower that foot. So the reason, the purpose of the subtle is to get deep, deep core psoas working. Okay, so the exterior superficial big ones don't have to work as hard. So bring the other leg up, hand in front of the thigh. Breathe in, resist with the hand, push with the thigh ever so gently, and release. Push with the thigh ever so gently. You'll feel core, and release. Push with the thigh, and release. Good job. Lower that foot. Good. And you're going to extend your legs. We'll roll up or sit up. You can move however you want. Float your arms, nod your chin. Roll up. Good. And now come to sit up with your knees up in front of you. Pick up your baby balls for this set. Okay. Arms in front, shoulders easy. And this is a difficult spot to sit up really tall. Okay. So think of those people reaching down to start. And now they lift and they roll back. And your front ribs push your back ribs behind you. Hold there. Float one leg up. Breathe in. You can put that one down to lift the other one up, or you can lift both legs up, all arms wide. So put the first one down if you need to. Okay, you're gonna alternate the whole time. Breathe in and exhale and just reach right forward. And pull it in tight. And reach left leg forward. And pull it in tight. And as you pull it in, hug the front ribs to the back ribs. Good. Collarbones wide. Hug it in tight. Yeah, and you can speed it up if you want and switch, a switch, a switch. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring those knees in, roll down, lower your shoulders, lower your head, bend your elbows, lower your weights. Good job. Shift your feet to the edges of your mat. Roll your hips and knees from side to side. So it was the last thing you were thinking of, probably, unless your hip flexors were screaming at you. Did anybody have hip flexors screaming at them? No, none. You were good, Alicia?
Yeah, today.
Good. And that's because of that little push we did. Well, I'm going to tell you it is. And if it wasn't, it certainly would have helped. Okay. So that's my trick for hip flexors. Okay. Come back to the center. I want you to reach around and find your full roller and slide it between your heels and your hips. You're doing for time. 3 minutes. Push into your feet to lift your hips up onto your foam roller. If you don't want to use your foam roller for your work, for your stretch, you can stay on the mat. Bring both legs up to table. Extend both legs long. Let your shoulder blades settle. And lift your ribs just a tiny bit so they're not draping really low. I want you to feel relatively neutral. Point your toes and flex your ankles. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. 2 more. Point and flex. Last one. Point and flex. Good. Hug the right knee in. Let the left leg fall forward. And now you're going to straighten your right leg. Keep both legs long. Point and flex your ankles. I used to get sore walking around one of a kind all day. My daughter was complaining that her feet were sore. I was not. Hurrah! That's a win if you ask me. Okay, now hug that right knee a little closer. Hug your hips towards you. Good, breathe in. And on your exhale, let your knee soften and your heel dangle. In her defense, she sits at a desk doing engineering work 9 hours a day, so, or 8.5 anyways. And 2.5 hours in the car. So that's not ideal.
It's a good show.
It was a great show. Mm-hmm. I wish I could go back. Yeah. And they have, it's all week, right? So you can go back. If you're a lady of pleasure. Okay, bring that leg back in. Extend both legs long. This time, let your spine round. If that feels good in your body, let that lumbar spine flex. But use core to support you in that position. So your feet are back behind you. Breathe in and exhale. I want to know what all your wins are, all your Pilates wins, you guys. Right? You have to tell me when you feel like, oh, if I didn't do Pilates, I don't think I would have been able to do that. Hug that left leg in, let your right leg fall forward. Point and flex both ankles. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. I think I've had every one of you say, if I didn't do Pilates, I would have wiped out that time. Right? Good. Now let that right knee soften in the heel dangle and breathe in. Just give in to that right hip. Open it up. Extend your left leg. Pull the right leg in. Extend the right leg. Let them fall in towards your chest a little bit more. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Let your left knee fall in. Feel for that stretch in your right hip. And roll to the left. I bought mushroom coffee. I know that's really weird, but have you guys heard of this? Yeah. So I spent some money on that, thinking, let's give that a try. It's not bad, actually. It's really dark. Come center, uncross that leg. So cross left ankle over right knee. Let right knee fall in. Breathe.
I think it's called mud water, isn't it?
I don't think this one is. I have seen that one on the internet though. I forget the brand name. I'm terrible with that stuff. Come center, right across that left leg. If you have time, you're going to take your feet to the ceiling. Let the legs go wide. Feel those inner thighs release. You can roll your hips here from side to side. Feel those side glute muscles get a little massage. Really let your thigh bones feel like they're just sinking and sort of floating around in your hip sockets as you go. Nice. Come center, bend your knees, bring your legs back together, lower your feet, push that roller out of the way. We're all done, my friends. Thank you so much. Good job. Wow, we had every little area covered today. Some space back, have some more people in here, no problem, but boy, it's nice to see more of you here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you today, are we doing enough for our house? But then you did it today.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I'm asking a question, am I doing, like, this is where obviously, like, I'm not too. And it's hard to tell, am I not doing enough versus like a little menopause thing that's just gonna be there? I have to.
Well, it's not necessarily just for there, but I think unfortunately, it's much harder as we not have adipose tissue sit right there. That's where, like, it's gonna go. And I think it takes things like, you know, never eating at night.
Like, or I guess my other thing was, does that actually one party? To reveal all the abs that you give.
No, actually, from what I learned from the, you know, scientists, the ones who are now finally studying women, we need heavy weights. Less, the goal, the way to get that off is actually less stress.
No, I know, it's not to have children.
So let's do that.
so if you are blessed with that little tummy, you are lucky that you have children, because life is
very,
you know,
this is all.
the girls I know that kids are,
Yes,
a little better.
Honestly, I don't know if they still do get.
I don't know too many women, I think they're 70s or older.
And last thing, I always been fully active, right? Like there's that rare person, rare.
Yeah.
Well,
At least, yeah, I never had a tummy all my life, and now at 65, yeah, it's just, you know, this is what I.
but
This is what I
to be honest, to be fair though,
Yeah,
you say that your values have shifted. You don't obsess about your workouts like you used to.
see that. But who wants to see that?
Right? But maybe we can say that.
I found that, and now I'm paying for it. And you can't
Well,
look like a
but like-
trend, yeah, and it's best to have to do it.
Depends on what's important to you. And a wise woman once said to me, it's not how you look, it's what you can do.
Yeah, and
That was you, Lisa.
no, also.
It was you.
So it's just, it's about confidence in your body. You could be a